I've arrived. Hello, everybody. It is Saturday night. It is time for stream. I have had quite an odd day. I realize the game's not on the screen. Hold on a minute. But have you ever just time traveled through an entire Saturday by sleeping? By the way, it was great. I feel rejuvenated to a degree. That should be what we're playing. Ing is watching. So, full admittance, this is not a fresh save. I will go over what updates and upgrades and boosts and things I have before I dive into a run. But before that, I forgot to do my Blue Sky post and say, hey, I'm live. For Andy randomed folks that may be interesting in joining tonight. So I'm going to do that right quick. And, So yeah, this game, I had played the demo thanks to Trax telling me of its existence, and I was hooked. Unfortunately, when the game released, didn't have much time to put into it. I was racing horses. But yesterday, day before, and last week, now that Xenoblade's kind of on the back burner, I've been putting more time into it. I'm up to threat level 5. 4? 5. I just beat 4. Yeah. Anywho. Dream time. He is watching. Cursed horses. Sorry. I didn't get my daily run in for Air Groove. I started it and I got to the Oaks race and I was like, I'm gonna run out of time before stream. Still ran out of time and 15 minutes after, but whatever. Why does it feel like this takes forever to type all the way through? Maybe it's because I'm being watched right now. That's fine. Alright, post. Okay. So. Play. I've unlocked all of the buildings and things because the demo gives you enough crystals and stuff to just go ahead and pay. Also, I'll talk on that in a second. The demo gives you enough to just buy all the buildings outright to start. Probably didn't want to spend them that way initially, but you got enough. But you do a few runs, you get enough to play into the board, buy into the board. I've done a few things. I'm just gonna wash over this, kind of show what I've got. There are many upgrades I still have yet to touch, look at, or consider. I've been considering them, but lots of them I don't have unlocked. Here's the red ones. joke. Enjoy what you enjoy. Indeed. I've got rid of the noble houses, so instead of a 4x4 grid, well, that's the first one. It takes out 3. And then there's another one that takes out another 3. I had a really good gnome run the other night. It was weird. Had like 3 houses for gnomes, 30 gnomes total. All of their upgrades. Ooh, I have things to claim. Good. I'll go do that here in a second. Druids are great. Druids are great. Is this a new game? Yes. As far as stream is considered, no. As far as I've put some time into it. But yeah. After you banish all the nobles, you end up with a 5x5 grid to work with. But yeah, that's all my red ones. Green, pretty straightforward. I just have all the king's quests unlocked. I haven't unlocked any of the extra kings or boosts beyond that. Blue, I have some extra advisors to my... I'll cover advisors on the advisor panel. But I have 5 advisor slots to work with. And let me go claim this. Can I click that? No, okay. Beat a level without upgrading your gaze. No. No. There it is. I had some really beefy units last time around. It was because of morale, for sure. There we go. And I've seen all of the enemies of the village. All of the bosses of the village. So. Let's get started, shall we? Actually, I have some upgrades to consider. That's what I was going to say. So in my last run with the gnomes, I ended up having a furniture crafter and a furniture store. I realized, rather than... Let me back up 3 steps. So there's a market where you can sell furniture, but there's also a furniture store where you can sell furniture. Trax may know where this is going. So the market will give you in-game coin, in-run coin for the trader. The furniture store gives you green coin. And I was like, ooh, I need those. So, furniture crafter did its thing, and I had the furniture store doing its thing. And so I've got a lot of extra money to consider here. So, if I were to buy anything new or different, I've been looking at this for a while. I think I'll take it. You've never used the furniture store, really? And you've purchased every green coin upgrade. Really? Okay, never mind. Well, that's how the furniture store works, Trax. It gives you extra green coin. Why do I have an Eye of Sauron? Because that's the name of the game. This is the king's tower watching its subjects. The king is watching. I don't think I'd ever paired the 2 and 2 with Eye of Sauron, but that, yeah, Alright, I have 53 green left. Do I finally get a magic school? Most of my runs so far, all of the spells I've been acquiring are strictly from upgrades in the trader. Ooh, extra troop limit. Better spells availability. I would consider New Kings, but I'm kind of on that line of thought of I want to beat as much as I can with the first king before I try some of the others. I shouldn't be that way because it wants you to venture out because they're relatively cheap. Okay, 20 coins, 10 coins. Relatively cheap purchases. Oh yeah, I was going to show advisors. I think I work up the advisor tree. Ooh, cheaper buildings would be good. 20% discount on resources and buildings at the trader? Oh, he's a bard. That would be useful. Image the game's building only operate while you're looking at them. Yes. I think I'm going to go upgrade advisor tree. Can I get Mr. Discount Man? Yes. All right. Oh, extra money per wave. That would be handy for the trader also. The picture is kind of strange there, but okay. Speaking on advisors, or the council, here's who all I have currently. This guy boosts troop limit or troop purchase, whatever, troops. This guy gives them a chance to revive after they die. It's pretty nice. I'm considering cheap buildings or cheaper trades. It's only specifically on resources and buildings. So the blueprints on the top row and the 3 in the bottom left for like iron, wood, and whatnot. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune with the Jester has been a very interesting gambit. It's worked for me so far. Fighter gives the boost. Zeus, the 1,000 damage. Sounds nice. The fact that it's a random target. If a boss walks in with 5 flunkies, and the flunkies have 50 HP, but the boss has 1,000 plus, and it lightning strikes the flunky, what good did this guy do? You know what I mean? I haven't tried him, but that's my line of thought in looking at his ability. Unless because it's lightning, it has lightning chain, which I don't expect. When I start gameplay, move my camera. Yeah, true. I'll be in a bad spot as far as covering up some of the town and my resources and stuff. Anyways, I'm apt to try the cheaper buildings. When it costs 100 gold to make a Wheel of Fortune, I'll use that for my example, paying 90 gold instead, it's really not that great. Yes, it's cheaper, but I think I'm going to trade Jester out for cheaper trades with Jax. How are you supposed to spell that name? Just Jax? Jackie? Jackays? Anyway. Those are my advisors. Many to pick from. Okay, so as I was saying, I've completed Threat 4. Let's go gambling. Yes, that is indeed the advisor, the Jester. While I do have availability of the graveyard, I think I will hold off venturing there. We're going to start tonight with a village threat level 5, where everything is starting to get a lot more difficult. Start with the debt. The king is in debt. Excuse me, bosses are harder, things hit harder. Because compared to level 1, or it's level 2 where it's just like, this is our normal. The king is chilling. Anyway. So before I get started, let me swoop to the other side here. Second. Whoop. Is that about where the king's picture rests? All right. I'm gonna see if I've estimated correctly. Anywho. Let's get started. Okay, that's pretty close. My camera has me looking the wrong way. Reveal your fate. I am up against Margara. So let me see if I can do this real quick. I bet point the right way. Okay, at the start of each wave, all your production is slowed by half. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Lasts for 15 seconds. That sounds a little rough. Let me scroll away. All right, 1 second. Do this. That way. Nope. I ended up upside down anyways. I was sitting there like, try that again. First, fix it. Alright, and then fix it. There we go. Now you can see I'm looking at the game. Look at that, y'all. Alright. We're playing this Australia mode. Alright. Here we go. So I'm gonna try and give the game some credit. I'm gonna read the story because I haven't been before. I've just been clicking, oh, what's my results? What's going on? Continue. Hike the camera up a tad so I can see the resources. Through how I'll see how high I need to bump myself up here in a second. Actually, I may be able to estimate it. What about there? What about there? Match it with the black bar on the bottom there. See if that lines up right. Crowbar is so lost. Don't worry. I am too. Alright. So. Short story, you're a king in your castle, trying to protect it from hordes of attackers week over week. And that's the story. So, Margara, the Goblin's War Lady, is our first boss, expected some 100 weeks out. The psychic, the fortune teller. Does she have a name? The fortune teller has predicted that we are going to be under attack. So, if you thought Gorzog was trouble, meet his better and far more terrifying half, Margara. Every bit the warlord her husband is, Margara has twice the brains and half the patience. Rumor say Gorzog's impressive size is largely due to the stress eating prompted by her fiery temper, though no goblin dares say it aloud. Margara plans battles with ruthless efficiency, usually while berating her husband for overlooking crucial details. Her iron flail swings relentlessly, matching her brutally sharp tongue. Legend says she once frightened off a battalion by loudly criticizing their armor. Don't underestimate her, after all. She survived being married to Gorzog. Alright, so. Day 1, week 1. Nice, camera's in a good space. We can see all my materials. Oh, it's not a pick 2, but 2 boosts on 1 pick? Okay, okay. Having the water would give me a chance to go straight to wheat or wood. My starter pack. The free 100 wheat would be nice too. Straight to making peasants. I would need wood first. The wine is nice, but it runs out with every battle. Not that quickly, but I'm gonna go wheat and water for my run boost. Alright. Let's see. So I've got decent boost panels. That one's off in the middle of nowhere. But I need to get rid of my debris before I get really up and running. I think I'm gonna start with clearing those. And a quick mention as far as speed of play, I'm gonna play at ×2 at most. In early game I could probably push for 3, but you know. Alright, with consideration of wheat available, go ahead and get these guys out and then I'll spawn some bonus. With the king's ability, give me some peasants. Alright. King has very big ears? Yes, he does. I realize I'm kind of blocking him. Can I... Hold on. There we go. Picture op. Let me leaning in. There we go. Jeez, I'm the king. Okay. Anyway. We're up and running. I should get my market out soon so I can start the gold flowing in. Alright, we're under attack for week 13. Ba-blink! Thank you for the follow, Corosis. Alright, with each week I clear the attackers, I get boosts. I'm gonna take an iron mine. Clay, I've realized, is really not all that useful unless you're going madman build. Because, well, correction. Madman build, or my castle's going to take damage, and I have a brick repair building. Deep strats. Anyways, choose my units. Assassin would be nice. Whipmen are okay, but they don't attack themselves. They just boost the attackers. So I'm gonna pick... I haven't really used hunters all that much. You know what? I'm gonna go hunters run. Alright. The fortune teller sees additional troubles ahead. The funny thing is, you can choose in which order they appear. Actually, let's go buildings. Bonus loot and challenge. Ooh, advanced building. Castle infrastructure and some money. Let's do that. If I was being gutsy, I would put these other two down, but I don't have to. Only have to worry about the silvers. So, here's our next next waves of attacks. And special bonus, or special event, Fatuous? Like I said, I've never really read these. Fatuous. We'll go with that. Fires. Forest spirits. Legends abound of luminous beings that haunt the woods, leading the lost to their doom or to unexpected fortune. Lately, they've been guiding your subjects to bountiful berries and herbs, to great profit for the merchants. However, as more people flock to the woods, some warn the spirits may grow displeased, turning their blessings to curses. Fatuous was the correct one? Okay. I should pick the first one, receive 10 of every resource. That is good. But they make good mana crystals. Alternatively, I could get a magic school and have spells generated over time. However, I'm pretty sure this needs crystals to function. I'm gonna go with Tax the Forest. Give me 10 of everything. I don't want to turn them to crystals. Alright, you receive 10 of every resource. Realizing that any benefit your subjects receive counts as income, you promptly introduce a forest bounty tax. All materials, whether wood, gold, or oddly glowing mushrooms, are covered by your new policy. The merchants grumble, but your treasury swells with new revenue. Even the forest spirits seem impressed by your economic cunning. Can I get a magic school bus? No, I don't believe so. Alright, that debris is gone. Let's work up wheat, iron. Wheat for gold later. Remember how I said the prophecies determine the next waves? That is indeed what we see here. And then the trader comes by on that flag. Alright, next wave of attack. I'm gonna have to spawn in some additional folks. Oh yeah. Don't touch the castle. No, I took damage. I should have just let them hit so that the folks I spawned in could just focus them down. That's okay. Can I explain the grid and the LPs? Yes. Let's go grapes. Alright, so the grid is my town. I can place buildings however I need, so long as I have the space to do so. The L shape here is the King's Gaze. To have buildings work, they must be in my gaze. I can rotate as needed. But yeah, they have to be watched to work. It felt like a too short a description, but that's the basis. I can change where I'm watching, but it has to be watched to work. Okay. This is not going to be a good wave. I'm going to take a lot of castle damage. Alright, maybe having the hunters will help on the next wave. People only work when the king's gaze are watching? Yes. And yes, that's why Trax is in the crowd. Goodness. Ooh, fairy fountain. I like this one because you don't have to watch it to make it work. Also, the fact that if you can get the buffs on it, it can damage the army that's attacking. Also pretty nice. Not had that one before, but I've always got the production boost pretty regularly. The Tavern for Morale. Or the Executioner Grounds. This would help for giving me coin for the trader, however... I really don't want to sacrifice units for money. At least not yet. I think I'm going to take Tavern and bank that blueprint. I know the other option I have, and I'm kind of covering it up here, but I can recycle it for an extra few monies. But I'm going to bank Tavern. Are the squares expiring? Yes. So each of the squares have a... I'm pointing like my camera's still under there. Each of the squares have a use limit, like small wheat field, 200. I can collect 200 wheat before it vaporizes. And that little number up in the corner there tells how many uses it has left. Some of this that is debris on the field has no use limit. As long as I work it clean, it'll be available for placing buildings. Humu. Okay, good. Continuing. I do need more wheat. Okay. Give me them extra peasants for this wave. Got a giant attacking in this one. Oh, bother. Don't tell me I'm gonna lose at the very start of my stream. My castle is going to be very low HP. Hey, it's the furniture store. What are the demon summoning circles? Seals. They give a boost or a debuff to production. Yeah, what track's it saying there? I'm gonna take fuel pump just to have it. Spells. We'll take a healing. Alright. Yeah. Bring everybody out that is able. Alright, the good news is we've made it through the prophecy. For the next wave is going to be a whole lot weaker in comparison. Nice Phoenix revive on that one grunt. Hunters do not do enough damage. The trader has arrived. Okay, a fairy fountain. So, options available. Damage by troops increase would be nice. Wheat for free at the start of each wave would be nice. I do have an iron mine. I could start getting swordsmen. I could add poison to the hunter's nets. Options available. I think I go give me some swordsmen and give me some damage increase. I sold something now. I couldn't afford extra. Okay. The golden bull probably would have been better though. I'm sitting here having purchasing regrets. Wheat per wave. Pretty nice. We'll see how it plays out. Alright. Continue. I need to rebuild my army. And thus I will. Give me some swordsmans. Alright, troop management. Put the swordsmen out front. Have the peasants on back order. Plus the extras. We require more minerals! Yes, we do. That sleepy debuff is terrible. Alright. We've made it through checkpoint 1. I think I shall take the tax decree. Give me some flour to fool with. What kind of troops? think I go assassin. He's considered a grunt? Plus 50% to grunt troops if assassin on battlefield. I should really look at their boosts, other units, things. The gnomes are great though. The morale boost, that's another thing I haven't really touched on. But the king's effect, I'm pointing but I'm off camera. Damage boost per 1% of morale. He's a morale king. 25 wheat per wave is nice, but not a game changer. Right. Trust me, alternative is worse. What's alternative? Her? Okay. Yeah, 1% damage up per morale. Okay. Back to my picking things. The cost for an assassin is pretty high. But he does a lot of damage per second, 33. And plus that if I get some boosts for him. I'm going to take assassin. And as far as getting him on the field, we'll see what happens. I'm going to take trees. I was hoping for a crystal mine. Go ahead and take clay. Alright, next wave of prophecies. Ooh. Building upgrade for the reward. Let's go. I really can't go bombers if they make it past my folks. Correction. I could take bombers if it's only bombers. Let's do that. The blue slimes are pretty rough. Make that a small wave. Let's go basic resource, and I want troops. Silver is an option of 1,000 resource, wheat, clay, wood, or gold, or iron. Goblin pig is pretty bad, but I think I could survive it. In terms of that or Denari, let's do that. There's going to be my next waves. Also, I really haven't asked, is the music loud enough for everyone? I just got to thinking it's not hitting the loud bar much. A group of court mage assistants went missing in the woods. The search party found only bloodstains, tattered robes, and a sinister book titled 100 Otherworldly Wisdoms from Friendly Eldritch Spirits. Your royal mage, Thrilled, calls it a boon that this tome shaped empires. You must read it, your majesty. But a nervous counselor warns, the last ruler to read it came to believe his own throne was plotting against him. What shall you choose? Well, I don't have enough grapes for a gaze upgrade. I can sell it or I can defile it. I believe I must defile. Do you get to pick the enemy waves? Yes, to a degree. There's 3 guaranteed waves plus a couple of extras between each prophesized bit. Nice book. I believe I shall defile it. I want the morale. The gold would be nice, but I will have... Eat it? I can't eat the book. Alright, defile. You boldly deemed the tome fit only for royal privy. Perhaps even as a toilet paper. Outrage. It retaliates by slightly reducing your royal gaze. Does it really? I didn't see that. Shrinking the area within which your workers feel supervised. On the bright side, your fearless irreverence inspires your subjects, greatly boosting kingdom morale. Though your fields might suffer from a bit more leisure on the part of the peasants. I didn't realize that option reduced view range. I guess when I'm at the lowest, it can't be lowered beyond that. Hidden bonus. I don't have enough gaze range. Alright. By this point, I would like to start gaining gold. And the fact that I have bukus of wheat. Let's get the market running. Ooh, I need wood and wheat galore right now, though. Okay. I'm coming out of debt. Finally. Alright, and I would like to boost my view range. Excellent. More flour for sale. Do it. Alright, it's the